we can continue to always dispel this myth of Christianity, the myth that our brothers of the camps still pushing, still promoting, still advocating. What makes this ironic is that our Israelite brothers, New Testament Israelite brothers, they push the same prophecies that the Christian church pushes, which is confusion, in my opinion. It's confusion, it's deception, it's deceit, and backwards. Because we as Israelites, we don't need to follow what Christians are pushing, right? These are prophecies and interpretations of prophecies pushed by Christians, okay, who are not Israelites, who don't know the Torah, who don't know the Tanakh, who don't understand the intricacies of the Torah and the mysteries of the Torah, which was given to us Israelites. As Psalm 147 has stated, he has shown his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. And he has not dealt so with any nation. And as far as his statutes, they have not known them. Right? I'm paraphrasing, right? So Isaiah chapter 53 and the connection to the priests of Yahweh. Isaiah chapter 53 let's preface this in relation to what has the interpretation of Isaiah chapter 53 been about all this time, right? Based on Christianity, right? For us Israelites, especially us Torah Israelites, we understand that typically the interpretation is in connection with JC and the JC myth, okay? That he's the suffering servant, that he is despised and rejected of men, and that he's the man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, right? And that if we go to Isaiah chapter 53, let's get with verse 4, right? Surely he hath borne our griefs, carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of El, and afflicted. Verse 5, but he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities, the chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. Verse 6, all we like sheep have gone astray, we have turned everyone to his own way, and Yahweh, increased be his set apart name, hath laid on him the iniquity of us all. Verse 7, he was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shears is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. Okay. Then verse 8, he was taken from prison and from judgment, and who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken. Verse 9, and he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. Verse 10, yet it pleased Yahweh to bruise him. He hath put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of Yahweh shall prosper in his hand. Verse 11, he shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities. So we're familiar with this. We're familiar with this information. We're familiar with the prophecies of Isaiah, the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 53, and that it's always been connected with this idol of Christianity. this false Messiah, right? The so-called Mashiach, Yahweh Shai or Yeshua, whatever people want to call him, whatever they want to refer to him as. So we're going to talk about how the Levites in the house of Aaron of Zadok is this referring to the priests of Yahweh, all right, and that they shall bear the iniquity of the congregation of Yasharael. I want to start with some scriptures, okay? Let's go to Exodus chapter 28. And we're going to go to verse 38. Let's go to verse 38 real quick. Okay. And it states the following. And it shall be upon Aaron's forehead, okay, that Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things, which the children of Yasharael shall hallow in all their holy gifts. And it shall be always upon his forehead, that they may be accepted before Yahweh. Okay. So we can see from this that Aaron has a responsibility to keep upon his forehead in his mind. It's all upon his mind, right? That Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things that the children of Yasharael bear. Now, back in Isaiah chapter 53, he stated that he will bear the iniquities, right? It talks about this suffering servant is going to bear the iniquities, right? Now, let's go to Exodus chapter 43. Exodus chapter 28, verse 43. Shalaki. And they shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons when they coming unto the tabernacle of the congregation, or when they come near unto the altar to minister in the holy place, that they bear not iniquity and die. It shall be a statute forever unto him and his seed after him, right? So, this talking about the bearing of the iniquity. And this is in connection with Aaron and his sons. It's proper procedure when it comes to the tabernacle of the congregation. Let me stop here. Whenever we're dealing with a particular prophecy, whenever we're dealing with a particular interpretation of the prophets, right? We must always reconnect and go back to the Torah. The Torah is the foundation. The Torah is the eternal wisdom of Yahweh. Without the Torah, nothing exists. This world does not exist. The world was created through the Torah of Yahweh, through the wisdom of Yahweh. When we look at wisdom in the Torah, right? When we look at wisdom in the book of Proverbs, right? Just always think of wisdom and Torah as synonymous. Okay? Remember, when we go to when we go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, because I need to talk about this to reconnect us back and understand that the Torah is the code that we so-called black people, all right, so-called blacks who are Israel, right? You those of E1B1A, you men of E1B1A, right? And you women who are come from men of E1B1A, right? There's a particular concept when it comes to the Torah and how it's that the Torah is the wisdom and understanding, all right, that comes from Yahweh, right? And if you go to Psalms chapter 19, David gives additional explanation of what the Torah is or what the law of Yahweh is. Okay. Let's start with Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5 through 7. Actually, verse 5 through 8, excuse me. Behold, I have taught you, this is Moses speaking, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh, my power, commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who have El, so nigh unto them, as, as Yahweh Allah Hayanah is in all things that we call upon him for. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? So this Torah, which is the righteousness of Yahweh, is the eternal wisdom of Yahweh that we are to follow. That was supposed to be us following these precepts and these statutes. We didn't do that. Our forefathers refused to do that. They refused to write. They refused to walk the old paths, which is the Torah. It's the eternal wisdom of Yahweh. Our forefathers refused to do that. We still refusing to do that. We being the descendants of the Israelites, we as a collective group refuse to follow this code, this Torah that brings us back to Yahweh, that puts us in the position to receive the salvation of Yahweh, right? We're not doing that. So just want to be able to point that out, that we have to always go back to the Torah to give us some explanation, to give us some understanding. Praying to Yahweh, having him enlighten us with the wondrous, marvelous miracles of the Torah. We're not doing that, but we should always do that when someone is saying, when we talk about the interpretation of the word of the Most High, because Scripture interprets Scripture. You don't need to interpret anything you don't need to think of anything outside of who you are. The word is already saying it within. We just need to be able to get wisdom from the Most High to point us to the right direction, to help us go precept upon precept, precept upon precept, and line upon line, and line upon line, here a little and there a little. Now, let's go back to this concept of bearing the iniquity of the congregation, bearing the iniquity of the tabernacle, right? Bearing the iniquity of the holy things. So let's go to Leviticus chapter 10, verse 17. Right? Now, to give you a better understanding, right? Right? So this to clear some more, just clears it up. Now, Moses is speaking to Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron, when it comes to verse 17. Okay? Let's start from verse 16. And Moses diligently sought the goat of the sin offering, and behold, it was burnt. And he was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron, which were left alive, saying, wherefore have you not eaten the sin offering in the holy place, seeing it is most holy? And El has given it you to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to make an atonement for them before Yahweh. So who bears the iniquity of the congregation? The priests, Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron, right? These are the things that was talked about in Isaiah chapter 53 when it talks about bearing the iniquities, bearing the grief, consuming the sins of the people, right? Right? The sons of Aaron, the priests and the Levites, right? The priests, the Levites, consuming the sin offering, right? Of the children of Israel, bearing the iniquity of the congregation, right? To make an atonement for them, right? This is the role of the priests, okay? Let's go to Leviticus chapter 22, verse 9, right? Let's go there. Let's go to Leviticus. Verse 9. This is referring to Leviticus. This is referring to the priests again, right? Verse 9. They shall therefore keep my ordinance, lest they bear sin for it, and die therefore if they profane it. I Yahweh do sanctify them, right? So these particular precepts, when it comes to dealing with the holy things, right? This was on the Levites, in particular the priests, right? Because they are to bear their iniquity, right? They were to bear their iniquity, right? They were to bear the iniquity of the congregation, They were to bear the iniquity of the holy things. Now we're going to see that they are the bear. We're going to go to the next verse, which is Numbers chapter 18, how they are to bear the iniquity of the tabernacle and to bear the iniquity of their priesthood. So let's go there. And we're going to start from verse 1, right? And Yahweh said unto Aaron, thou and thy sons and thy father's house with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary. And thou and thy sons with thee shall bear the iniquity of your priesthood. And thy brethren also, verse 2, and thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of thy father, bring thou with thee, that they may be joined unto thee and minister unto thee. But thou and thy sons with thee shall minister before the tabernacle of witness. And they shall keep thy charge in the charge of all the tabernacle. Only they shall not come nigh the vessel of the sanctuary and the altar, that neither they nor ye also die. Right? And they shall be joined unto thee, and keep the charge of the tabernacle of the congregation, for all the surface of the tabernacle, and the stranger shall not come nigh unto thee. Right? Now, verse 5 is a critical verse. And ye shall keep the charge of the sanctuary and the charge of the altar, that there be no wrath any more upon the children of Yashara'el. Well, what wrath is the Most High referring to in particular? So we got to go to, we have to go to, pardon me. Let's go to Numbers chapter. Make sure I'm getting the right chapter, right? So, give me 1 second. Pardon me, Salakia. See, so when it talks about the wrath of the people, wrath anymore upon the children of Yashara'el, right? We have some issues with Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and we had Dathan of Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, the sons of Reuben, right? They felt that, hey, you got too much power, Moses, you and Aaron, right? Y'all, we should be in that position to be able to get this type of power, even though the Most High didn't choose them, right? Korah's rebellion is a good example of why, and this is why we need to understand the Torah very thoroughly and critically, because especially us Israelites, right? We need to be able to get a defined understanding of what Isaiah chapter 53 is really talking about, which is when it talks about bearing the iniquities, right? Remember, the house of David is not to bear the iniquity of the congregation. That was on the Levites. Right? So let's go to Numbers chapter 17, verse 3. But I want to challenge those who go through this video that I'm going through. Read Numbers chapter 16, and then read Numbers chapter 17, and then after that, then go to Numbers chapter 18 and see the responsibilities more in depth that the Most High, Allah Yawan, he that dwelleth between the cherubim, even Yahweh, has given the priest the responsibility of, as far as bearing the iniquity of the priesthood, of the sanctuary, of the holy things, right? Going back to Leviticus chapter 10, verse 17, where it talks about consuming the sin offering, as far as the priests, right, bearing the iniquity of the congregation, right? Need to look at this. I want to give you all a reference, Numbers chapter 16 and Numbers chapter 17. But for the sake of time, I want to go to Numbers 17, right? I'm going to start from verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Yashara'el, and take of every one of them a rod according to the house of their fathers. Of all of their princes, according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods, write there every man's name upon his rod. Now, the rebellion of Korah, Dathan of Abiram, and I think it was 250 men who were famous among the congregation, right? Remember, they took up those censers to make an offering, right? But who was the offer, right? Who was to make those offerings, right? It was only for the priests. It was only for the Kahanayam, the sons of Aaron, to make those offerings and those sacrifices, right? It was not for Korah, or the son of Kohath, right? He didn't fall within the line of Aaron, right? Maybe he's a cousin, right? But nevertheless, he is not to make those offerings. Neither Dathan the Abiram of the other Israelite tribes, right? Remember how they were swallowed up? The Most High caused the earth to swallow up those with the 200, I think it was either Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, right? And then the Most High struck the 250 men by fire from heaven, right? And then eventually the people and a plague went among the people, right? Wrath came upon the people, right? We have to understand these intricate information. So going back to Numbers chapter 17, that's why please read Numbers chapter 16 to get a better understanding. That's a critical lesson to understand. Again, back to verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and take of every one of them a rod according to the house of their fathers, of all their princes according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods. Write thou every man's name upon his rod. And thou shalt write Aaron's name upon the rod of Levi. The one rod shall be for the head of the house of their fathers. And thou shalt lay them in the tabernacle of the congregation before the testimony, where I will meet with you. And it shall come to pass that the man's rod, whom I shall choose, shall blossom. And I will make to cease from me the murmurings of the children of Israel, whereby they murmur against you. Verse 6. And Moses spake unto the children of Yashara'el, and every one of their princes gave him a rod apiece, for each prince one, according to their father's houses, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aaron was among their rods. And Moses laid up the rods before Yahweh in the tabernacle of witness. And it came to pass that on the morrow Moses went into the tabernacle of witness. Now you notice that they changed the name from the tabernacle of the congregation to the tabernacle of witness. And behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded, and brought forth buds, and bloomed blossoms, and yielded almonds. And Moses brought out all the rod from before Yahweh unto all the children of Israel, and they looked, and took every man his rod. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Bring Aaron's rod again before the testimony, to be kept for a token against the rebels, and thou shalt quite take away their murmuring from me, that they die not. Right? And Moses did so, as Yahweh commanded him, so did he. And the children of Yashara'el spake unto Moses, saying, Behold, we die, we perish, we all perish. Whosoever cometh anything near unto the tabernacle of Yahweh shall die. Shall we be consumed with dying? And this is the purpose of the Levites and Aaron and the Levites. This Aaron, the sons of Aaron and the Levites, right? To do the service of the tabernacle, right? For the strangers that cometh nigh shall be put to death. That's according to Numbers chapter 3, right? So, I want to read something, and this comes from the Treasury of Knowledge the treasury of scriptural knowledge. This is shall bear, okay? Shall bear. To counterbalance the high honor conferred on Aaron and his family, and to allay the fears and abate the envy of the people. It is here declared that the priest must bear the blame of everything which was not properly conducted in the sanctuary, right? So that even goes to the Solomon's temple. That, so everything that wasn't conducted properly in Solomon's temple. So all the idolatries, all the wickedness that was done in the temple, is on the sons of Aaron to bear this iniquity. Okay. Let's go to Numbers chapter 18. Numbers chapter 18, verse 22. Neither must the children of Yashara'el henceforth come nigh the tabernacle of the congregation, lest they bear sin and die. Verse 23. But the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, that among the children of Israel they have no inheritance. Right? The Levites are to bear their iniquity. They are to bear it. And the sons of Aaron was to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to make an atonement for the children of Yashara'el. That is their purpose. That is not on the sons of David to do this. It's not on the house of David to do those things, okay? So if we try to connect this person named Yahushua, if he existed, let's pretend he did. If we were to make the notion that he, being this Messiah, supposedly, if he being of the son of David, this is not talking about him, because this is on the house of Levi, of the house of Aaron. So we can provide some more additional information on this. Okay. So let's go back to Isaiah 53, and we'll start from verse 6. Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 53, verse 6. And all we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way. And Yahweh have laid on him the iniquity of us all. So now that we have a better understanding, when we look at this information, do we now see that this is referring to the Levites, the house of Aaron and the sons of Aaron, right? And even more definite, the sons of Zadok, right? We can go to the book of Ezekiel and see that it's going to be the sons of Zadok who are going to stand as the Kahanayam. And not all the sons of Aaron this time. Not all the sons of Aaron are going to be priests. They're going to be just operating like Levites as menial workers. So, when we look at verse 6 again, all we like sheep have gone astray, right? All the Israelites, we have turned everyone to his own way. Again, all the Israelites, including the house of David, and Yahweh had laid on him the iniquity of us all, right? This is none other than the Levites, because it is the sons of Aaron who are to bear the iniquity of the congregation, according to Leviticus chapter 10, verse 17. Again, they are to bear the blame for anything that happens, right? For anything that happens, they are to bear the blame, the Levites. Let's go to Ezekiel 3:18 and 19. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. Now, Ezekiel right? Let's see who Ezekiel is, right? Let's start with verse 3. The word of Yahweh came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river Kabar, and the hand of Yahweh was there upon him. We'll just start there. Now let's go to Ezekiel. So Ezekiel's a priest, okay? So let's go to Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 18. Okay? Let's start from there. So this is for the Kahanayam. Okay, this is the priest Ezekiel. Now this is the Most High saying this, all right? This is verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Yashara'el. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth. This is verse 17. And give them warning from me. Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked that thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Okay? The priest has to bear the blame forever, right? Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Okay? That's saying, and it goes, verse 20, it says the same thing. Again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thy hand. This is the responsibility of the priest. Okay? Again, 21. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he does not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also, thou hast delivered thy soul. So that's one. Okay? Now I want to go to Ezekiel chapter 4. So, but before I go to Ezekiel, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 4. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 4. Let's start from. Okay. Let's start from verse 4 to 6. Ezekiel 4 through 6. Lie thou upon thy left side, and lay the iniquity of the house of Israel upon it. According to the number of days thou shalt lie upon it. Thou shalt bear their iniquity. Thou shalt do what? Thou shalt do what? Let's do it. Let's say it again. According to the number of the days, Ezekiel, that thou shalt lie upon it, thou shalt bear their iniquity. Verse 5. For I have laid upon thee the years of their iniquity, according to the number of the days, 390 days. So shalt thou bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. So he is supposed to lay on his side for 92 days, which is equivalent to 392 days, right? That's correlating to the number of years that the children, that the house of Israel had committed iniquity. And he was supposed to bear the iniquity for 390 days, okay? Bearing their iniquity, again, the priests, right? Not someone of the house of David. And when thou hast accomplished them, lie again on thy right side, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Judah for 40 days. I have appointed each day for a year. Again, he bare the iniquity, bearing the iniquity of the congregation, bearing the iniquity of both the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Right? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 53 and 11 and 12. Let's go to Isaiah. Right? Now it states that he shall see of the travail of his soul on behalf, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities. Okay? By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear the iniquities. So who are the Israelites are to seek the knowledge of the Most High from? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Is it not the Levites, the priests? Is it not? We're going to go to the book of Malachi and see that. Okay? Verse 12, therefore will I divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he hath poured out his soul unto death, and he was numbered with the transgressors, right? And he bare the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors. Did we not just see Ezekiel just do that, bear the iniquity of the congregation, also justifying the right? My righteous, what we say, my righteous servant justified many by his knowledge, the knowledge of the Most High power. The Most High power giving Ezekiel knowledge to give to the people, right? To the house of Israel and the house of Yahweh, right? To bring them back to Yahweh, right? We just saw that, right? We see that in the Tanakh. We see that in the scriptures, in the real scriptures, not that New Testament nonsense. The New Testament is baloney, okay? And like I say, this is a challenge to you, New Testament Israelites. We got to stop going according to Christianity interpretation of our own book, right? And use critical analysis of the Torah to give us the information and see the information within our own book. We don't need get interpretation from outside books that's not in correlation to our own book, right? We gotta destroy all the Christianity concepts, interpretations of our prophecies that doesn't belong to Christianity at all. Though this is a challenge to New Testament Israelites, okay? I don't hate my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I do see good things in them, right? But by the fact that they are coming to our brothers and sisters and trying to bring them back to the Torah, bring them back to the Most High power. But we need to stop bringing up that fake Messiah, that idol, right? That fake Messiah that doesn't exist in our Torah, in our Tanakh, because David is the Mashiach. You know, I don't know how many times the Most High got to say David shall be their prince. I don't know how many times he got to say that. Okay, I don't know how many times the Most High power has to say that. Again, this prophecy is not talking about. It's not talking about Jebus. It's not talking about Yahweh Shai or Yeshua, whatever y'all want to call him. It doesn't reflect him. And the last verse I want to bring up is Malachi chapter 2. Let's start from verse 4. This will connect with also knowledge being right through my righteous servant, like his knowledge he shall justify many. Verse 4, Malachi chapter 2, verse 4. And you shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saying, saith Yahweh Sabaoth. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me and was afraid before my name. Verse 6. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. Right? He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. Right? Through my righteous servant shall he justify many. Okay? Verse 7. For the priest's lips shall keep knowledge, and they shall seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of Yahweh Sabaoth. Okay? This is again, this connects back. Listen, again, Isaiah 53 is talking about the Levitical priests, the Kahanayam, okay? The Levites or Levites. So that concludes this discussion, this proclamation concerning Isaiah 53. And that Isaiah 53 has nothing to do with Christianity. It has nothing to do with that fake Messiah of the New Testament, because no one of the house of David, right? No one of the house of David or of the house of Judah has the responsibility to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, to bear the iniquity of the holy things, to bear the iniquity of the sanctuary again, of the congregation. That is only allocated and assigned to the Levitical priesthood, to the Levites only, according to the Torah. And we have went through precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little, to confirm that information that I am bringing out, that I am confirming by the grace of Yahweh Akkad, Yahweh Badad, for Yahweh was with us in the wilderness, and there was no strange idol with him. With that said, brothers and sisters, that's all I got for you. If you have any comments that you want to provide, or anything that I left out as far as any particular scriptures that you wanted me to, also refer to and elaborate on, hey, I'm here to provide some more information as needed. Okay. I appreciate you all for listening, whether you agree or disagree. I mean, if you disagree, provide additional scriptures that show that I'm off in relation to Isaiah chapter 53. Okay. Because you have to go to the Torah and show that the Torah is not talking about the Levites. And only by the grace of the Most High, not by me, but by the grace of the Most High has shown that Isaiah 53 is not referring to no idol of Christianity or no fake Messiah. It's referring to the Levites, to the Levitical priests, to the house of Levi, of the house of Aaron, and the sons of Aaron, and in particular, the sons of Zadok, because they're going to be the priests. I'm going to go to this last verse, and then that's it. Sons of the prince. This is Ezekiel chapter 44, starting from verse 15. The ordinances for the Levites. But the priests, the Levites, the sons of Zadok, that kept the charge of my sanctuary, when the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall come near to me to minister unto me, and they shall stand before me to offer unto me the fat and the blood, saith Adonai Yahweh. Verse 16, they shall enter into my sanctuary. They shall come near to my table to minister unto me. They shall keep my charge, and it shall come to pass that when they enter in at the gates of the inner court, they shall be clothed with linen garments, and no wool shall come upon them, while they minister in the gates of the inner court and within. Again, the priests, the Levites, the sons of Zadok. Again, they kept the charge of the sanctuary when the children of Israel went astray. Okay, when they went astray, as far as the children of Israel, it was the Zadokite Levites who still kept the charge of the Most High power. Okay, and they was to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, to bear the iniquity of the holy things. Okay, so the Most High is going to divide them, right? So we're going to have two Mashiachs. One Mashiach of the house of David, right? David himself. And then you're going to also have a Zadokite Levite Mashiach. Okay? Two Messiahs, two Mashiachs. With that said, that's all I have. May Yahweh continue to be with you. May Yahweh give you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of his Torah, that you may destroy Christianity from thy soul and from thy mind and from thy mouth. Yahweh was with us in the wilderness, and there was no stranger idle with him. Shalom.